want to advocate additionally is advocating to the state about covering these kind of positions in their allegations. Because they don't. That's all I got. I know it's not like the, hey, it's how many people.
No, we wouldn't expect that. We just want to hear how the process works.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of ambiguity on that. I think there's also understanding about the funding source we utilized last year, not being utilized this year.
Yeah.
So we need to get kind of clarification on that.
See if Dr. Phil, Dr. Hill can just speak with all of you. Like after public comments, just right out there, and kind of talk through some of that.
Right.
That would be the best route out.
Okay.
Nice time.
So she's going to have this public comment, let everyone kind of get up, and she'll meet you all upstairs.
Okay.
Kind of talk through it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So like they can't. Or just bring awareness of
And they can't really provide
like it's not just us. That's what they're like. I just said like.
yeah, what he's saying is like, when they come over here, we can help them.
That's what I said. Talked about. How many students want to be able to have practice jazz at school? During the opportunity to dance at home was our first look at growth and the the big 2 class graduating class.
That's kind of where it jumped on. He said that somebody over here that she was talking. Yo, it used to be hot.
Dude, I can't believe you're stressing me out. You're really
There's nothing that can happen anyway, so does it really matter?
I know.
Like nothing that
Because there are no ties in playoff. I just want to get a.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm calling this meeting to order. It is Tuesday, June 2nd, 2026 at 5:32 p.m. And I'm calling this regular meeting of the Wake County Board of Education to order. I want to welcome those of you who are watching at home and those of you who are here in person. Wake County Board of Education meetings are conducted for the purpose of carrying out the official business of the school system. The public is cordially invited to attend board meetings to observe the board and as it conducts its official business. Persons who willfully interrupt, disrupt, or cause disturbances at an official meeting may be directed to leave by the presiding officer. Members of the audience should show respect for speakers by refraining from loud comments or other disruptions. Disruptions by any person or persons of a public meeting will be subject to action in accordance with General Statute 143-318.17. As we have a quorum, we have 7 of 9 board members. Our chair is out of town on business and will be here at the next board meeting. All those who are able to stand, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, so as we get started, we are going to pull an agenda item, so I'm going to read the motion and then ask for it from Ms. Edmonds. I would like a motion to pull the agenda item under Facilities AG, assignment of lease to Wake County Landlord Crossland 2.0 LLC, successor in interest to Chaucer Investments LLC, which will be brought back at the June 17th board meeting. Do I hear a motion to pull that agenda item?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. It's okay.
No,
A motion was made by Mr. Haggerty, seconded by Ms. Edmonds. We are going to be using Assembly for that, so please be logged in. And we are ready for a vote. Online voting is open.
Sorry, I thought that was an impromptu one. I didn't realize that was.
That's okay. Yeah, I'm going to read it. We good, Mila? The motion passes unanimously. Now, do I hear a motion to approve tonight's meeting agenda as amended?
So moved.
We have a motion from Ms. Edmonds. Do I hear a second? Second. We have a second from Dr. Ng. All those in favor, we will be voting. We got? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. It's unanimous. All right. Public comment will be the next agenda item. We now move on to public comment. Students will be heard first, followed by speakers commenting on items on the night's agenda, and then speakers commenting on other topics. Only the person speaking at the podium will be permitted at the podium. Again, all attendees that are not speaking are to remain seated. Concerns related to personnel issues or student matters may be addressed through applicable WCPSS personnel or personnel, the grievance policy, or other applicable policies. Oh, that's good. The board welcomes all points of views, including criticism directed at substantive ideas, actions, and procedures. However, the board's public comment policy also requires that order and decorum be maintained. In the interest of maintaining order and decorum, speakers are encouraged to address their comments to the Board of Education and must refrain from personal attacks and insults directed at the board, individual board members, staff, or members of the general public. All commenters are asked to remember that Children often attend these meetings and to keep their comments substantive and civil. Please remain at the podium during your speaking time. Any materials you wish to share with the board should be given to the board attorney. During public comment, you may speak up to 3 minutes. Please note that the microphones are adjustable. When you begin, the green light at the podium will illuminate, showing that your 3 minutes have begun. A yellow light will light up along with an audible tone when there are 30 seconds remaining in your time. When your speaking time is up, you will see a red light and hear another audible tone. When your time is up, the next speaker will be called to the podium. Speakers are asked to respect the time limit and speak for no more than 3 minutes. And we should have a list of, oh, that's a longer list than I had thought. So students off agenda, is it Jaden? You are first.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jaden Ormond, and I am a current student at Broughton High School and a current member of the Broughton Dance Department. I have been a part of Broughton Dance for the past 3 years and have the honor to continue being a student and being a dancer next year at Broughton High School under the direction of Betsy Graves currently. I have experience firsthand in both public school dance and private dance institutions outside of school, and I would like to go on record and say that the public school dance department is a very important thing that needs to continue in the same capacity as it has the past years. Broughton Dance is more than just a dance department. It is a community. It has regularly brought students together from different pasts and given students the opportunity to express themselves in ways that aren't able to be expressed without the program. I am not just here to give you all orders or say that Broughton Dance needs to remain correctly funded, even though I do believe that it should be. But I want everyone to understand that dance is not just something that will go away. It needs to be funded appropriately because it does save lives. I say this with complete humility. Broughton Dance is the most successful program at Broughton High School. It has over 250 students that are all very dedicated and very open to what the future holds for them within dance. Students have started from various levels, including our beginner levels, and been able to work their way up to the highest levels, and some of them have even continued to dance in college based off of the 4 years they've had of a public school dance education. There are countless opportunities that public school dance brings to students that would not have the opportunity to dance outside of school. I have genuinely seen this program and other programs like it change lives, and I do not say that lightly. I am lucky enough to be able to have the opportunity to dance next year regardless of what the decision is, but that is not the truth for most people. There's something that each level of Broughton Dance has to offer that cannot just be given by one woman trying her hardest. I really hope that you all are able to understand the severity of the issue at hand, and that you all are able to do anything in order to keep our program afloat and keep it as professional and at the same capacity as it is today. Thank you all for your time.
Campbell, Cook. The names are listed on the screen so you can see what order you're in.
All right. Good afternoon, board members. My name is Campbell Cook, and I'm a rising senior at Needham Bean Broughton High School. I came to talk to you about the general lack of funding and supports the arts, and how this decision will fundamentally diminish the program that has served as a model of excellence for public school dance in Wake County and beyond. I am a student who has benefited tremendously from the Broughton Dance program for the past 3 years, due to its rigor, inclusivity, artistic achievements, and meaningful opportunities it provides its students. This program has created a safe space where us students are able to grow, not only as dancers, but as leaders, collaborators, and confident young people. Not continuing to fund the arts would impact a program that has become one of Broughton's highest and strongest student offerings. Under the leadership of Betsy Graves, who was a former Wake County Teacher of the Year, the program continues to grow. 275 students have selected dance as their first choice elective for the 2026-2027 school year. This is over 10% of Broughton's student population. This is also more than 50 students than the 225 students who took dance in the past school year. Reducing staffing to just one position would diminish the access for the 275 seeking enrollment and unfortunately likely deny placement for the students due to its limited capacity. Not only would this affect newcoming students, but this would also harm the students who are currently enrolled in a dance class, meaning the impossible decision of who gets to stay in dance would have to be made. The fellow students and I have brought in dance did not come here today as an aggression or attack, but as a plea for a change to be made. Art is a way of expression and a way for students to escape. This program is the reason why some students get out of bed in the morning, because it gives them something to be joyful about. Being a public school dance program, Betsy Graves provides opportunities that many students wouldn't be able to have access to outside of school. And limiting the opportunity to dance at Broughton would cause a reversal of growth that has been made for the past 25 years. I respectfully ask the board to continue investing in the arts, because by supporting this program, you are not only supporting dance, you are supporting the students whose confidence, creativity, and future is shaped by it every single day. Thank you for your time and your consideration.
Alexa Sophia Wilson? Nope. All right, we'll go to the next speaker, Lillian O'Neill.
Good evening, members of the Wake County Board of Education and District Leadership. My name is Lillian O'Neill, and I am a junior, rising senior at Broughton High School and a student in the IB dance program. Tonight I am here to respectfully ask you to reconsider the proposed reduction in staffing for the Broughton Dance Department. I understand that our district is facing difficult budget decisions and that leaders are being asked to make these challenging choices, but I also believe that some programs provide value far beyond what can be measured on a spreadsheet. Broughton Dance is one of those programs. Tonight I'm wearing a t-shirt that says Stand, the name of one of our dance concerts. And right now, my voice is being amplified, like another one of our performances, Amplify. I think those names perfectly reflect what Broughton Dance Program teaches its students to be: brave, to stand up, and to lead. I transferred to Broughton as a sophomore, and starting over was difficult. Like many transfer students, I was trying to find where I belonged. Broughton Dance was the first program where I truly felt included. It gave me a community, confidence, and a sense of purpose during a time when I really needed it. Many people hear the word dance and think of it as just an elective, but for students in this program, it is much more than that. The dance department teaches discipline, collaboration, leadership, and critical thinking. As an IB dance student, I have been challenged not only as a performer, but as a researcher, choreographer, and problem solver. I have learned how to accept feedback, work with others, and grow through challenges, skills that will benefit me long after high school. But perhaps the greatest impact of this program is the community it creates. For many students, the dance studio is where they find confidence, belonging, and purpose. It is a place where students from different backgrounds can come together to support one another and discover strengths they may not have known they had. I also know that this board can make meaningful change because my own family has experienced support from Wake County during my high school journey. That is one of the reasons I came here tonight, because I believe you all care deeply about students and giving them the opportunity to succeed. The success of the Broughton Dance Program is a result of years of dedication, exceptional teaching, and strong student participation. Reducing the department to a single dance position would not simply affect a class schedule. It would limit opportunities for current students, reduce access for future students, and weaken a program that has had a meaningful impact on so many lives. I respectfully ask you to preserve the staffing necessary for Broughton's dance program to continue serving students at a high level that it has consistently demonstrated. Thank you for your time, your service, and your commitment to Wake County students.
This is Alexa.
Oh, Alexa, come on. Yeah.
Hi, you all. Good evening. Sorry, do I need to start this? Or? Okay, great. Hi, guys. Good evening. My name is Alexa Wilson. I'm a 15-year-old freshman at Broughton High School, right here in Wake County, and I am beyond proud to be part of the Broughton Dance Department, even in my first year. Because of my first year in Broughton Dance, and in this first year, I've seen the impact that it has on everyone throughout all the levels. The dancers, the parents, current Broughton students who aren't part of dance, former Broughton students, and even future students who haven't even began their journey at Broughton. For me, I knew even before I stepped into the halls of Broughton that Broughton Dance was something that I wanted to be a part of. That's how much power this program holds. On the surface level, dance may seem like just a fun activity, and offering at our school where simply kids can just dance. But those of you who know Broughton Dance know that it is so much more than that. It is a place where kids come together, where people can create art, while also creating lasting friendships. It's love, community, and the power of coming together to create something that is greater than yourself. Yet we are facing something important. Cutting a dance teacher would greatly impact the quality of a program and would mean that a teacher ratio of potentially in over 220 students to just one teacher. Like, could you imagine that? Most teachers at everyday public schools only have about 100 students, and there's one teacher. But with Broughton Dance, there would be over 220 students with just one teacher. When we talk about Broughton Dance Department, we're not just talking about seats in an audience, or studio, or performance. We are talking about how kids show up every day at 6:30 a.m. for early practices, for warm-ups, and stay until 8 o'clock at night for late rehearsals and push through the hardest routines that we've ever had to do, because we believe in the power of dance and what it can do for many people. These aren't just dance skills, they're life skills that we will carry throughout our lives, even as we graduate high school. And no matter what level you are in at Broughton Dance, they will be carried and memories will be built that you will cherish forever. Another teacher isn't just a helper, it is someone who designs a safer, more inclusive space at rehearsals and who supports individual growth. And this individual growth cannot be carried through just one teacher. Without that support, we risk fewer dancers feeling seen and a community that cannot be built with just one teacher. In our program, leadership isn't just reserved for the most talented dancers in the room. It's something that we cultivate and that we create together through every rehearsal, every performance, and every group project. Leadership means listening to teammates who might not speak up, coordinating with teachers and peers to solve problems, and stepping up when choreography changes at the last minute. It's showing up with discipline and also with empathy for someone who's having a tough day or for a student still finding their rhythm. That is why we need more than one teacher. This empathy and this rhythm cannot be sustained and created with just one teacher. And through just my first year at Broughton, coming up here and speaking about it is something that matters so much to me. And I hope you guys realize that too. Thank you.
Penelope, final student speaker. Oh, here we go.
Hello, thank you. My name is Penny Matsune, and I am a freshman at Enloe High School. I am chronically ill, which makes going to school really difficult, and I am absent and tardy frequently. I have a 504, which is allowed by my IHP, and that was backed up by all my providers, giving to my school saying that I'm going to be tardy and absent frequently. The district exam exemption policy reads that you have to have an A/B average in each class, and that you have to be absent 10 or less times, excused or unexcused, and tardy 9 or less times, excused or unexcused. I have all the grades. I do really well in school. I participate in Enloe's environment, and I have everything else that I need to be able to be exempted. However, I just can't come to school all the time. So because of my disability, I am not able to participate in this policy. This reads from the 504 my gosh. Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973 reads, quote, requires covered schools to ensure that students with disabilities are not excluded, denied services, segregated, or otherwise treated differently because of their disabilities. Because this policy doesn't allow students like me who are disabled and chronically ill, who have reasons and exempted reasons why they can't come to school all the time, just makes it so that we aren't eligible to participate in this policy. I was originally required to take 2 exams this year. One was my biology EOC and my health science CTE. And now because that my appeal was denied to not be able to be exempted from my exams, I now have to take all 8 of my exams, which is 6 more than what I would normally have to take, and it also makes it so that every other able-bodied student that comes to Enloe would be able to be exempted, and something that I can't do. Thank you. They're not able. Okay.
Take a few extra seconds, even though it's handwritten.
Thank you. Non-disabled students and students who are not chronically ill, able-bodied students who are able to come to school and are able to be on time to school don't have to take their exams. And just because I'm disabled and students like me who have chronic illnesses don't have that access. So this discriminates against me and students who are like me, and which is unfair and
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Taylor.
Penelope, we do have Dr. Hill on the side, so if you will speak with her, she'll get some additional information from you about this, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no on-agenda, we move to the off-agenda public comments, starting with Brian Cook.
Good evening, board members. My name is Brian Cook, and I am the parent of a rising senior who actually you just got to meet. So I'm extraordinarily proud to be with her today. My daughter here, as she mentioned, has greatly benefited from Broughton Dance's dance department throughout her high school experience. Tonight, I want to speak to you about the importance of sustaining arts education in Wake County Public Schools and ask for a reconsideration of staffing decisions impacting Broughton Dance's department. I recognize that the board and the district leadership here are navigating difficult financial times and basing things on competing priorities. But even in challenging times, programs that demonstrate exceptional student demand, educational impact, and sustained growth should remain a priority. Arts education is not an extra, it's an essential part of a well-rounded education, building confidence, discipline, leadership, accountability, and belonging. And as you guys have just seen from the folks that have spoken, that's a true testament of that. Broughton's dance department is a clear example of this. Under the leadership of Betsy Graves, a former Wake County Teacher of the Year, the program has grown from approximately, as we've heard, 100 students to 225 this year and 275 enrolled next year. Yet, despite this growth, staffing support is being reduced. Like other parents and students, I find this perplexing to understand how there appears to be questions of priorities rather than demand. How a program serving hundreds of students being told that no staffing solution can be found despite the growing enrollment. Last year, Broughton utilized Fund 2 resources to support 1/4 of an additional dance position. That support is now being eliminated even as enrollment continues to rise. To be clear, we are not asking the district to build something new. We are asking you to sustain a program that already has proven its value and support the enrollment demand that already exists. Consequences of staffing reduction. As we've heard from some of the other speakers, we're roughly jeopardizing about 100 students access to a program and offering reduced courses in a lottery-based placement. We're also asking a single teacher, again, the Wake County Teacher of the Year, to absorb consequences of this decision by increasing class sizes, sacrificing planning time, and modeling how many students can safely fit into a studio, none of which is sustainable or a long-term solution. In no other academic setting will we consider a ratio of 275 to 1 teacher acceptable. In conclusion, this is ultimately a choice about what we value. We can tell students that the arts education matter, just like Governor Stein did in a recent Piece of Gold performance, but do nothing, or we can demonstrate it through a solution. I respectfully urge the board and leadership to prioritize staffing. Thank you.
Good evening, and thank you, board members, for the opportunity to speak. My name is Matthew Schirmer, and I'm here as a parent of a rising senior at Broughton High School. Our daughter has had an exceptional experience at Broughton, and nothing has influenced her school journey more than the dance program. Under the leadership of Ms. Graves, you have helped build something truly special. This is not just a dance class. It is a program that offers students opportunities for leadership, artistic expression, collaboration, and a strong sense of community. It supports both their mental and physical well-being in ways that are hard to fully capture. When I watch my daughter and these students perform, I'm struck not only by their technique and creativity, but also by the tremendous effort and emotion. These students are willing to be vulnerable on stage in front of their families, teachers, and peers. That level of commitment doesn't happen by accident. It comes from being part of something meaningful, something that challenges and inspires them, and that's what Broughton Dance provides. I understand there are plans for the Broughton Dance program to lose funding, and I also understand that you are faced with difficult decisions. But this is a growing and successful program, one that could likely benefit from more support, not less. As you've heard, Ms. Graves has an incredible ability to make the impossible happen, but even the most dedicated educator cannot meet the needs of an expanding student demand. What's happening at Broughton is a shining example of what public education can be at its best. It's something we should be investing in, not scaling back. So I respectfully ask you that you find a way to maintain and, if possible, increase support for this program so that as many students as possible can benefit from it. Because when we invest in programs like this, we're not just supporting dance. We're supporting confidence and resilience and creativity and connection. And ultimately, that strengthens not only our students, but our entire community. Thank you, board members.
Good evening. My name is Abner Senor Cruz. I graduated from Leesville Road in January. This year, I sat down to find one of my own school files. Instead, I found everyone's. Other students' grades, their attendance, their medical records, their special education plans, the IEPs, and the 504s. The files this district keeps for the children who need the most help. They were open to anyone on the school network. They were open to me while I was looking for homework. One file held a note a teacher had written about a student. It called the child hopelessly failing. This was never meant for me to read. It was never meant for the student sitting beside that child to read. But there it was, in the open for any of us to find. I reported it. Within the weeks, the district closed the gap, and I'm glad they did. But here's what they did next. When a reporter asked how this district handled it, the answer was that they wrote a program to delete the files. They did not count how many children were exposed. They did not didn't find out how long the files had been open. And they did not tell a single family member that it had happened. So I'm asking this board for a few things. Tell every family whose child was exposed, publish an account of what was open and for how long. Bring in an outside audit that costs, the kind that costs about $2,000 a year. And record the disclosure in each child's file, the way the law actually asks. I'm 18. I found this in one afternoon. You could have found it too. These are your students. Their families trusted you with their hardest, most private things about their children. And tonight, you know something about those children that their parents do not. Tell them.
Hello, my name is Tracy Bierman. I am the proud parent of a Broughton High School student, rising senior, and Broughton dance student. I want to thank you for giving us this opportunity to share our thoughts and experiences and our requests. I can't imagine how challenging it is right now to be in your shoes and with all of the budget cuts and all of the decisions that you have to make. Mr. Hershey, thank you for explaining to us a little bit about how things go, but we're still going to be here and rally. So we really recently learned that the Broughton Dance program is at risk of losing staffing. We really feel that this reduction is going to fundamentally diminish a program that has become one of Broughton High School's strongest and most impactful student offerings. We really believe that the reduction in staffing would have immediate and serious consequences for present and future Broughton students. And I'll tell you a little bit about my experience with my daughter and what I have witnessed and what I witness in these students, in these dancers. So the program has created a space where our children, they grow in confidence and leadership, discipline, and artistic expression. They grow in ways that we can't, as a former educator and parent of two teenagers, I've been trying to teach, how do you teach exceeding personal best, okay? Ms. Graves doesn't teach that. She has provided an opportunity for these kids to learn this on their own. I have watched my daughter exceeding her personal best through this program that's spilling out academically in all areas of her life, and I see this in the other students as well. The Broughton Dance program is working. It's thriving. It's not just about the students, the families, it's the staff, it's the alumni, it's the students from other schools who are witnessing and learning. It spills out into the community. So it's not just a dance program, as we've heard. It's a thriving example of excellence in arts in the Wake County community. It's a culture. So, like we've heard, it's not just dance classes. It's a culture within Broughton and the community. So I just want to thank you for giving us this forum and for this opportunity to kind of hear from the students and from the parents, the teachers, that the arts are important. And thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak tonight. My name is Harold Stena. I'm a parent of a student who is in the 2nd grade at the Wake County Public School. I'm a parent leader with the Parent Action Group at Education Justice Alliance. I'm here today because I believe all of our children and parents deserve fairness, transparency, and a real chance to be heard if they are disciplined. Currently, in the Wake County, a child can be suspended up to 10 days with no way for families to appeal if they feel it's unjustified. Families have no clear way to appeal a short-term suspension, even when the facts are unclear or the punishment does not fit the situation. A child is being unfairly targeted. As a parent, it is unacceptable. Short-term suspension may be short, but the impact is not. Missing class time affects grade, confidence, a child's sense of belonging. We know that Black, Latin, and multicultural and students with disability are suspended at a higher rate in North Carolina without an appeal process. Families like mine are left with no resource, no voice. The Parent Action Group at AJ are pushing for a simple, fairness, short-term suspension appeal process that gives families a voice, protect young children, and make suspension a last resource. I am kindly asking the board members to work with us. We created a simple, accessible, fair appeal process draft policy that includes the following: a written explanation of a suspension, the suspension and the evidence used, a clear timeline for families to request an appeal, and a partial review by someone not involved in the original decision. Language access for parents who need interpreter or translation, a commitment to track public record or suspension data. This is not about undermining teachers or principals. It's about ensuring that the discipline is consistent, equitable, and respectful for every child's right. When a child is suspended, family should not be shut out. We should be partnered in understanding what's happened, making sure the response is fair. I'm asking the district to work with us in the community to pass a policy that respects our values, share transparency, fairness, and the belief that every child deserves a chance to succeed. Thank you for listening, and I hope somebody reach out just to work and just listening to us. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Labs. Thank you for allowing me to speak today. I really do appreciate you having this time every time you have school board meetings. It's important. I want to talk to you today about something that is really difficult and hard to talk about. And I'm doing this because my children are watching and they're doing difficult things every day. When we talk about special education and we talk about the cuts and the budget that was proposed and stuff, I don't think you realized what an impact it had on families, on teachers, and other people. It was hard. I mean, just like the Leandro case falling, just like funding falling from the state. If you're a parent and you're trying to get help for your children and you don't know what the special ed services are, you don't know the avenues to follow to get help. When something like that happens, it's devastating. Likewise, there have been programs within this community and within our schools that have been phenomenal and that weren't available when I was going to school. So, that being said, I ask you guys to be more not being so reactive to things like a child shouldn't have to get a failing grade in order to get services for an IEP. A child shouldn't have to, well, we'll wait and see. Things seem to be going well now. When those messages came about the budget, I was talking to fellow parents and they were explaining that their child had an IEP all throughout elementary school, and now that they're going to middle school, they reach their goals. And I'm like, don't drop it. Not until after you get to middle school, because it could be totally different in a different school. And the resources do not transfer over. There is the communication from one handoff to another. And then when you cancel programs like a CCK program, it impacts families. It impacts a preschool to say, well, we were going to send you here, but now you're going to go over there. I still have struggles. I have a child that has a 504 and I have a child that has an IEP, and there haven't been services since January, February. There's no transition meeting, and they're going to high school next year. It's sad. And I have resources and I have education, but I need you guys to do better.
Kimberly?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for giving us this opportunity today. And I respectfully want to acknowledge the previous speaker. Our daughter who just spoke, Penny Matsune, has a 504 because she wasn't allowed to have an IEP because we were told her grades were great and she didn't have behavioral concerns. Our son is in the same position, so my heart goes out to those speakers. However, today I am also here for that reason. We have been dealing with this pilot program that has to do with exam exemption, and we understand that it's a truancy deterrent, and clearly we're having an issue with attendance at school these days. However, what is really becoming a challenge is the bycatch of this program. And what I mean by that is we have students who are being impacted because of their arts, like the Broughton Dance Program. I'm sure some of them have been tardy or absent for some reason because of a performance. We also have students like Penny, who plays on the Enloe girls golf team. Their tea times are early, so sometimes they have to leave in fourth period, and they're counted absent for that. That also goes toward this exemption policy. In addition to that, you have students, we know of a student whose parent passed away this year, and that student felt forced to come to school as a result of her being afraid of missing too many days. We have issues with people. One of my most frustrating ones is students who experience period poverty and do not have access to period supplies, and they miss 2 or 3 days a month because they're just not able to come to school because of hygiene issues. This is something that's really important and actually affects the graduation rate. So what we're trying to determine and help affect is, through Penny's experience, how can we help better inform the board on what would be a more meaningful way to provide an anti-truancy and also an opportunity for per pupil funding for our schools to make sure that we understand how it truly impacts our students. In addition to all of that, bereavement, surgical intervention, physical therapy, I could name a million. We even have a problem at Enloe with our carpool because we have students running across traffic in the morning because they're so afraid they're going to be late to school. So if there's any opportunity for anyone here in the community to help with information about all of that, there is a horde of parents who would be more than happy to participate on the behalf of all of our students. Thank you for your help.
Thank you. Do we have Heidi? Yeah.
Good evening. Thank you for having me here tonight. I'm here as part of the Broughton Dance Department community. I had something prepared, but I'm just going to kind of wing it. I also don't know if I can say it better than what some of these students have already said. They have been so eloquent, the parents as well, but truly the students, and I think they speak as a complete, genuine example of the Broughton Dance Department. What makes me a little bit different than some of the other parents here is I'm a parent of a boy dancer. We sought out the magnet system when he was a middle schooler because he wanted to go to Broughton High School because he wanted to be part of Broughton Dance Department. He just finished his freshman year and was a part of the program, and it exceeded our expectations. He is seen, he is heard, and he is part of the family there. He would not have that opportunity elsewhere. The potential changes to the program that I had heard were coming, I thought they were going to be to keep it as it is, which caused me some concern, but then to find out that they were actually going to be monies that were taken away scares me even more, because that would mean that how we are functioning now, which is not even at the capacity that we need it, wouldn't happen. The program is only growing more. These kids are so dedicated to see it succeed. The opportunities that it provides them to become incredible examples in the community as kind individuals is something I haven't seen elsewhere. And my son is a part of that family, and it's really hard for him to become a part of a community because he is not the stereotypical dancer, and you would never know that at Broughton. They treat him like he is like all of the others. Betsy Graves opens the door to every single person she can to be in that program. And she does it with so much love and passion. And to see that potentially impacted will impact all the students, and my son in particular, because he would not then have a place to call his home when he's in school. We want our kids safe, we want our kids seen, we want our kids heard, and Broughton Dance does that. We don't want our kids home with too much time on their hands. We want them to be their best selves, and Broughton Dance has allowed that for my son and all these kids. And I just hope you hear us, and thank you for this opportunity tonight.
Good evening. Can you all hear me? Do I have my mic right? I'm Emily Malpass. I'm a parent of a 4th grader at Lynn Road Elementary and a 6th grader at Carroll Magnet Middle. I'm also here with Wake County Public Schools Strong. We are renewing our efforts to streamline communication and organize across the county. We do welcome anyone interested to come talk to us. Just look for the blue shirts. At Carroll Middle, they teach the Covey 7 habits for highly effective teens. I'm sure they get a lot of eye rolls about that, but I bet they're sinking in. My favorite is seek first to understand, then be understood. Last month, Representatives Hershey and Edmonds helped Lynn Road parents engage in that habit. Our advocacy committee hosts a series of events that we call Lions Listen, where we aim to foster connection, grow communication skills, and ask questions that help us understand what matters to others, and then be understood. Mr. Hershey and Ms. Edmonds clarified a lot for us around the budget process and welcomed all our questions and concerns, which is no small feat. Just wanted to say thank you for that, and thank you to all of you for the ways that you keep lines of communication open with the families in your districts. It matters more than you know in a time when those making decisions that affect all of us are closed behind their doors. I'm especially grateful for the exercise in free speech provided by this board at each meeting right here. I also want to encourage everyone listening to seek first to understand something threatening our public schools and every other aspect of life in our state. There are harmful constitutional changes coming to your ballot in November that would forever limit the income tax rates in North Carolina. This is not the boost in take-home pay it sounds like. These would permanently deepen North Carolina's revenue shortfall, propping up our regressive tax policies in this state. This would shift the burden to all of us, requiring local governments to hike our property and sales tax and fees for basic services. We need all voters to understand that a cap on one source of revenue just means the money comes from somewhere else. It could come from those with means. You can check out the Kids Over Corporations Act, Senate Bill 943, or the Fair Share for Public Schools Act, HB 1073/SB 1016. I encourage everyone listening to research these common sense fiscal policies and these harmful amendments. You can start at ncbudget.org, where you can also add your testimony about what a well-being budget would mean for you and your family and your students and your constituents. Those stories will be shared to legislators and people across North Carolina so that the will of the people is loud and clear. So spread the word. Talk to your people, especially if they don't already agree with you. Seek to understand these tax policies at work and vote no on these amendments in November. Thanks, y'all.
Hi, my name is Jennifer, and I thank you for the opportunity to speak to each of you this evening. I know you've heard about the Broughton Dance Department and the potential impact of cutting a position, of not continuing to support a program that supports so many others. Broughton's dance program has 225 students this year. Next year, they have 275 registered. That is a 23% increase in 1 year. There's a reason that that program is growing so much every year. Success breeds success. I want to tell you a personal story about my daughter. When Kate started at Broughton, she was not passionate about school. She was unmotivated and uninterested. In fact, in her freshman year, she missed over 20 days of school. Her teachers, her counselors, her pediatrician, and I worked together constantly, desperate to help her turn this around. And then Kate found dance. My daughter had not taken dance lessons outside of school as many others have, but still she was drawn to Miss Graves and to Broughton Dance. She got engaged in the program, and it was like a light bulb went off. Kate learned to dance, but it also ignited so many other characteristics in her that she will carry through life. Passion, pride, leadership, responsibility, accountability, resilience, collaboration, time management skills, and self-discipline. The ship turned for Kate. She found something to be excited about, and she finally wanted to go to school. Her absences were few and far between, from over 20 her freshman year to just a few absences over the following years. Kate was selected to go to governor's school last summer, and she is headed to UNC Chapel Hill this fall. Her ship absolutely turned because of the Broughton Dance program. Please help our voices be heard beyond this room. Cutting the resources to this program, eliminating that second teacher position, will have an impact on so many students' lives so far beyond dance. Please do everything possible to keep Broughton's dance department staffed as it is today. Thank you.
Thank you, and as that concludes public comment, I want to let the Broughton group know that if we could get Dr. Hill, Ms. Posey, and Mrs. Peckham to meet with you all out here in the lobby, and we can give you a couple minutes to head out there right now before we move on, if that's all right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. You're welcome. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Should have had her say that during public comment. So we move along to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve tonight's consent items?
So moved.
We have a motion from Ms. Edmonds. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second from Dr. Job. This is a reminder that we are signed into Assembly. I better continue to say signed in. Online voting is now open. Mine's not popping up. I'm an I. Yes, please. Would be great. It's because I hadn't X'd out of the last one. The consent items are passed unanimously. Let's see, is there a motion to approve the HR recommendations for administrative appointments, employment, contract renewals, and non-renewals?
So moved.
We have a motion from Ms. Edmonds, a second from Dr. Ng. Any discussion? Although, I was going to do it again. Is this a, okay. And the motion is approved unanimously. Moving on, we get to our information items, and we will start with the superintendent's comments.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Doing a great job tonight. Many of you have already seen the celebrations and announcements over the past several weeks, but I would be remiss if I did not take a moment to recognize our 2026 Teacher of the Year, Mr. Mateen Manny of Apex Friendship Middle School. Mr. Manny teaches 7th grade social studies and is in his 4th year as an educator, all spent serving students at Apex Friendship Middle. He's a graduate of NC State University and remains actively involved in supporting future educators through his connections with the university. What stood out to the selection committee was his belief that every student deserves both access and opportunity, and that students learn best when they feel safe, valued, and empowered to grow. In his classroom, students are encouraged to ask questions, explore different perspectives, and engage thoughtfully with the world around them. His colleagues describe him as a teacher who genuinely cares about students and works every day to help them become the best version of themselves. Beyond the classroom, he serves as co-chair of his school's equity committee, is a member of the school improvement team, and advises the school chess club. He has also helped lead professional learning focused on creating inclusive learning environments and supporting meaningful conversations among students and staff. As Teacher of the Year, Mr. Manny will represent our district throughout the coming year while participating in leadership and international learning opportunities. And so I look forward to seeing the impact he will continue to have in the year ahead. And with our recent run of state recognitions for Principal of the Year and beginning Teacher of the Year, I expect him to compete as well on the state level. I'd next like to recognize 4 Wake County Public School System music educators who were recently honored by the East Central District Band Masters Association. Renee Todd of Ligon Magnet Middle School, Chris Foster of Felton Grove High School, Paul Sigler of Riverbend Middle School, and Nathan Hartman of Zebulon Magnet Middle School. Renee Todd received the East Central's District Award of Excellence, the highest honor presented by the organization, and one that recognizes a career of exceptional contributions to music education. During her 32-year career, including 13 years leading the band program at Ligon, Ms. Todd built one of the premier middle school music programs in the nation, earning state and national recognition while helping hundreds of students develop their talents and love of music. Chris Foster was named East Central District Band Director of the Year, an award recognizing excellence across all aspects of a music education program. Mr. Foster has led highly successful band programs throughout his career, and his ensembles have earned honors at the regional, national, and international levels. Paul Sigler of Riverbend Middle School was recognized with the Young Director Award of Excellence, which honors emerging music educators who have already distinguished themselves through leadership, service, and student achievement. A Wake County native, Mr. Sigler has built a strong program at Riverbend where his students consistently earn superior ratings and participate in honor band opportunities. Nathan Hartman of Zebulon Magnet Middle School also received the Young Director Award of Excellence for his work developing outstanding opportunities for student musicians. In addition to leading the school's concert band, Mr. Hartman created both a jazz band and a prep band to expand opportunities for students to explore and enjoy music. So these 4 educators represent the very best of music education in Wake County, and they recognize and their recognition reflects the talent, dedication, and passion found in our fine arts programs. So again, congratulations on these well-deserved honors, and I do hope this shows to our community that we do have outstanding arts programs, and that is one of the things that we cherish the most. Lastly, as graduation season continues across Wake County, I want to take a moment to congratulate the class of 2026. Over the next several weeks, we will celebrate thousands of graduates as they cross stages throughout our district and begin the next chapter of their lives. And to be exact, the last number was 12,445, but 12,000 plus. It is one of my favorite times of the year, because it gives us the opportunity to recognize not only what our students have accomplished, but also what they have become. Throughout graduation season, we will be highlighting several outstanding graduates on our website and social media channels. Their stories reflect the talent, determination, resilience, and character that can be found in schools across the entire Wake County public school system. What I especially appreciate is that there is no single path forward for this or any graduating class. Our graduates are pursuing college degrees, entering the workforce, beginning apprenticeships, serving in the military, and following many other pathways that will allow them to contribute to their communities and build meaningful lives. And we celebrate these students. As we celebrate these students, I also want to recognize the many people who helped them reach their milestone. No student arrives at graduation alone, and we know that. Along the way, they have been encouraged by teachers and school staff, supported by families, guided by mentors, and strengthened by communities that invested in their success. And strengthened by communities that have invested in their success. I want to repeat that. And we want that same investment from our state. To all of those who played a part in helping the class of 2026 reach this moment, thank you. Graduation is one of the clearest reminders of what public education makes possible. It is the culmination of years of learning, growth, perseverance, and support. And so on behalf of the Wake County Public School System, congratulations to the class of 2026, and thank you for allowing us to be a part of your story. And I cannot stress enough the importance of public education and how we as a state need to make a much larger investment in our school districts and take these burdens off of our local governments and do what we know is best for our state. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. Start with Mr. Haggerty. We'll go around the room.
Thank you, Vice Chair Hershey. So I know a lot of people are looking forward to a certain big night tonight. Get in the picture here. But I want to draw our attention to another big night, which was last night, which was our Wake County Commission adoption of our county budget. I want to extend a thanks to County Manager David Ellis, Chair Don Mile, and all of our Wake County commissioners for their continued support of public education in a time when we don't receive the funding that we should for our public schools from the state. $25.3 million does not fully fund the Wake County public school needs, but it was the amount of our ask, and the county came through for us, even with other important services that the county needed to fund. I know this was a difficult decision, but I appreciate the county coming together and continuing to continue this basically survival support. The county estimates that out of the $823 million that they are spending in their operating budget for education, about 65% of that is directly due to the lack of financial support provided by the state for these important education services. So Thank you, county commissioners. Thank you, Manager Ellis and staff, the families and staff of, the families of Wake County students, the staff of Wake County Public Schools, our teachers, and everyone who benefits from public education are in your debt. So thank you. Briefly, I did want to acknowledge, as your budget chair, some of the comments that you heard tonight. If there was any confusion from some of the students, you will remember that the board had considered, it had been proposed as an option, a cut in funding to program enhancement for high schools. This board specifically rejected that cut. And the budget, the $25.3 million that was in the board's budget and that the county approved last night, does not cut those funds. So for the sake of accuracy, please know that we have heard from Wake County students, Wake County parents, Wake County staff about the importance of the arts and arts education. And please know that even in a very tough budget year where tough cuts were made, this board rallied together to support the arts. Now, we know that at each individual school, there are enrollment and other issues, and principals have to make very difficult decisions around which positions they will fund, which positions they cannot fund. But please know that here, we did not make any specific cuts to those programs. And everyone, I think, was in agreement on that. Finally, as the school year does come to an end, I do want to congratulate Panther Creek Principal Dr. Greg Decker on his retirement. I want to thank him for his service and wish him and his wife some well-deserved vacation, travel, time with family, however they want to spend it. He has had a long and distinguished career within our county, and I wish him all the best. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair.
Ms. Edmonds.
Thank you. Chair Haggerty. Mr. Haggerty, thank you for those remarks about the budget, and let us be as clear as we can possibly be. And Dr. Taylor, thank you for your remarks as well about the states need to invest more. The time to really protect programming and improve teacher pay and meet our budget needs is in November of 2026. If we don't flip some of the seats in the legislature and elect people that will actually fund our public schools instead of school vouchers and instead of trying to play some smoke and mirrors game with cutting property taxes and putting a chokehold on what local governments are able to do, our budget situation is going to be much worse in 2027. So the time to respond to things like, even if it's a misunderstanding, but the time to respond to what we need in our schools with special education, with the arts, all of those other things is November of 2026. And don't just think about Wake County. Think about all the people that you know across the state of North Carolina in other counties, and make sure that they know who is running in their district for House and Senate and where those people stand on public education. It's critical. I'm just going to run through a list of events that I went to since our last meeting that brought me a lot of joy. The Teacher of the Year banquet is always great, and it was as great as ever and really, really beautiful, full of bright yellow and flowers. It was really a great event. I went to the Future Teachers celebration, and that brings so much joy to see. All the cohorts are there, the kids that are in year 1, 2, 3, and 4, but to particularly honor and recognize the graduates that are coming out of the 4-year cohort and will be in our classrooms coming this fall is a real joy and a celebration, so I want to lift that up. I attended Vernon Malone's graduation. That was the very first one on the calendar, which was a lot of fun, and Wake Early College. And I do thank the Lynn Road PTA for having Mr. Hershey and myself out to the, is it Learn with Lions? Lions Listen. It was a great event, and I would love for more schools to do that, especially talking to you, District 5. It was simply a gathering at a park. It was a casual Q&A. There was no formal program. We just had conversation and listen to parents' concerns. It was really wonderful, so thank you so much. We are working on an AI policy. I think that's somewhat overdue, and our hope is to try to get something in place for the start of this school year. I don't know that we will make the July year-round schools, but we're working to get something set up for the fall. And I just want the public to know that this will be something that will evolve over time. We understand, you know, in policy you can bring things back if they need to be fine-tuned and edited, and so we are committed to doing that hard work, and I want to thank the staff for helping guide that. Last couple things, happy Pride Month, and just to affirm all of our LGBTQ plus students and educators. We see you, and we are thrilled to have you within our midst and within our schools. And then June is Gun Violence Prevention Month. Particularly this weekend, June 5th through 7th, is what's called Wear Orange Weekend. You can learn about that at wearorange.org. It's just a time to be, you know, to honor victims lost to gun violence and to try to work together to make things better. And I want to particularly lift up, there's events all over Wake County to honor Wear Orange Weekend. City of Raleigh has got some of those. They did a proclamation. But a lot of our municipalities, you know, the police offices and the sheriff's office, they are in partnership with us to educate our community about safe storage. Because when guns are coming into our classrooms and into our schools, children are accessing those guns oftentimes from unlocked, unsecure places, either at home or in vehicles. So we welcome the opportunity to work together on safe storage, and a lot of these groups also offer free gun locks. So reach out to your local, you know, municipality, your local police force, or your local city government, and folks can lead you in the right direction to get those should you need them. Thank you.
Ms. Rice.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to our students who've already graduated, and to the remaining graduates of the class of 2026. Thank you to our educators, families, and all stakeholders who have supported our students throughout their journey. As Snoop Dogg famously said while accepting an award, I want to thank myself. Graduates, I encourage you to do the same. Take time to celebrate yourself, your perseverance, your growth, and the hard work that brought you to this milestone. Congratulations, class of 2026. I also want to thank our county commissioners. You continue to support education, and we are thankful. Manager Ellis, thank you for not only supporting education in your budget, but in other collaborative areas of education across our county for family success. Tonight, I want us to reflect on one of the 8 dimensions of wellness, intellectual wellness, which asks the question, I know y'all are waiting for it, am I growing, learning, and staying curious? As students spoke this evening, I felt both proud and curious. Their comments prompted me to wonder how we are engaging students and families in understanding how school-based budgets work. While the board approves the district budget, staffing decisions at the school level are largely determined by principals based on the resources allocated to their schools. As we continue strengthening family and community engagement, I believe it is important that we help families better understand these processes so that their advocacy efforts can be informed, effective, and successful. Tonight's public comment was a powerful reminder of the heightened need of meaningful family and community engagement throughout our district. As a district, we must continue to grow, learn, and stay curious about both the challenges and successes we experience. We must ensure that students' achievement continues to grow for all students, and our staff members are supported in their professional growth, and that our schools remain emotionally safe environments where both students and educators can thrive. Finally, we must encourage curiosity, not only in our students, but in ourselves. We should continually ask why things are the way they are, including examining the Wake way. What is working well? What can we improve? How can we become even better? When we invest in our own intellectual wellness by growing, learning, and staying curious, we create opportunities for those around us to do the same. Until the next board comments, have a positive and productive day.
Dr. Job.
Thank you, Vice Chair Hershey. I want to extend one final congratulations to Apex Friendship Middle School teacher Mateen Mani for winning Teacher of the Year. I visited Apex Friendship Middle yesterday and was able to observe Mr. Mani teach for a bit, and it's just so obvious how engaged and excited his students are and how he's teaching them real critical thinking skills that they'll need for the world ahead. I also want to thank Ms. Jamailo for showing us how her students are using hydraulics to create working arcade games while learning engineering principles. I also want to thank the BAPS Charities of Raleigh for conducting their annual walkathon for the WCPSS Angel Fund. The event raised thousands of dollars for Meals for Children, and the community is so supportive of our public schools. It's an incredible example of what our community can do when we work together. I want to take a second to recognize another example. A few weeks ago, the Apex Public School Foundation announced it would be stopping operations after 6 years. In those 6 years, the APSF awarded more than $80,000 in teacher grants to Apex area WCPSS teachers for innovative education. During my 3 years on the board, I saw teachers launch robotics projects, get new sets of books, create flexible seating areas, and so much more because of the work of the APSF. The foundation also provided wellness programs during COVID and important advocacy for our schools, and I'm incredibly grateful for their work. I look forward to seeing Apex Friendship, Holly Springs, Fuquay Varina, and Green Level High School's seniors graduate in the upcoming weeks. Yesterday, I got to meet with a roundtable of students from Apex Friendship High, and it just amazes me how prepared these students are for their next step due to the incredible opportunities they were given beyond their core subjects. Whether it be learning animal husbandry with their on-site goats named Bagel and Cream Cheese, their student-led sports media club, their DECA or NHSDA organizations, or their incredible visual media classes. It's just a good reminder that school is so much more than reading, writing, and arithmetic, and we need to keep it that way. Thank you.
Ms. Gordon.
Thank you. Vice Chair Hershey, I apologize. Good evening. Ms. Edmonds spoke about things that brought her joy this past week, so I want to take her lead. First, I want to extend, as many of my colleagues have, my congratulations to our Wake County Public School System Teacher of the Year, Mr. Mateen Mani of Apex Friendship Middle School. Thank you for your dedication to our students, your profession, and the example you set for educators across our district. And he gave a very moving speech, which was very beautiful. I also want to congratulate and share joy with all of our modified calendar schools that have successfully completed the 2025-26 school year. Thank you to our students, educators, staff, and families for another year of hard work and achievement. This past week, I also had the privilege and joy of attending the graduation ceremony at Southeast Raleigh High School. The energy in the room was undeniable. It was a celebration of perseverance, achievement, and possibility. To all of the Southeast Raleigh Bulldogs who graduated, I wish you continued success as you begin your next chapter. Your community is so very proud of you. Another point of joy, I also got to witness Carpool Casanova at Partnership with all of the singing and all of the pink. And I was able to witness this past week or past weekend a former student of mine from my very first year of teaching. She celebrated her earning of her master's in social work degree from UNC Charlotte and a surprise proposal. So that gave me so much joy. And although I was not able to attend the Fuquay Varina Excellence in Education Night, I do want to extend my congratulations to all of the Fuquay Varina teachers, administrators, and students. And finally, I did want to reflect on a discussion that we had this afternoon in work session regarding the potential increase in school meal prices. The presentation from our Child Nutrition Services team provided a sobering reminder of the essential work they do every single day. Across Wake County, Child Nutrition Services supports 203 schools, serves approximately 161,000 students, and provides more than 21,000 breakfast meals and 54,000 lunches daily. These numbers represent far more than meals. They represent students whose ability to learn depends on having access to nutritious food. It is deeply troubling that we are having to consider asking families to pay more during a time when so many are already facing financial challenges. The reality is that our state continues to fall short of its responsibility to adequately fund public education and support the basic needs of our students and our families. Every child deserves access to healthy meals at school, and every family deserves a public education system that is fully supported by the state. I remain committed to advocating for the resources for our students, families, and educators needed to thrive. And with that, I just want to thank Mr. Haggerty for his clarifying comment, and I'm incredibly thankful to be a part of a board that continues to support arts education. Thank you.
Dr. Heng.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Good evening. Last week I had the privilege of attending Millbrook High School's International Baccalaureate Diploma Program graduation. It was a wonderful celebration of all the students' achievements and the long hours that these students had put in to complete the program. It's quite a rigorous program. There was a whole auditorium filled with proud parents, and I know that these students will have a bright future. We missed seeing Dr. Brian Saunders at the ceremony because our Millbrook principal was recently named Senior Director for Regional Achievement and School Support for Secondary Schools here at WCPSS. But his absence was really truly felt. I want to thank him for his leadership at Millbrook at a time of transition when he had to step in to replace the irreplaceable Dana King. The next principal for Millbrook High School will have some big shoes to fill. And if you've met Dr. Saunders, I mean that literally. He has big shoes. I also had the opportunity to attend the graduation ceremony for North Wake College and Career Academy. As usual, it was an intimate celebration. We got a chance to hear what each student will be doing next. Many of them will be taking a 13th year with Wake Tech to get their associate's degree. The fact that each student has a direction in life exemplifies the mission of the school. I am very proud of their achievements. And I want to express a special thanks to Dr. Scott Rawls, the president of Wake Tech Community College, for his leadership and commitment to the partnership with us. Wake Tech has allowed many young people to get a college degree or a career certificate that they otherwise would not have been able to afford. I look forward to attending more graduation ceremonies this month. I want to congratulate all the seniors who have finally made it to the finish line. But I know that this is just the beginning. Many of them will go to university or community college. Some will be enlisting in the military to serve their country. Others will be following their career dreams. And those with special needs will continue to shine and change the lives that they touch. So I want to congratulate the entire class of 2026. Thank you.
Thank you, and I will close us out. Before we head back to closed session, I would ask my colleagues to make sure they remain signed in assembly for that vote. I just want to thank Penny and Kimberly Matsuni for raising awareness for the shortcomings, the potential shortcomings of the exemption policy, and to Abner Cruz for what he brought up. I look forward to hearing from staff on both of those issues, so thank you. When you speak, that's how we find out things, and so when you brought up, made the points, you did exactly the right thing by coming to speak to us, and so we thank you for that. I want to thank the Broughton students and parents for their advocacy for the arts. I want to thank Dr. Hill Ms. Beckham and Ms. Posey for speaking with them afterwards. And the puck is going to drop in about an hour and 15 minutes, so I will take a motion to return to closed session for the reasons stated on the agenda.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Edmonds. So we were not here all night. It was Ms. Edmonds. Do I hear a second? We need a second for this. We have a second from Dr. Ng. All those in favor, we are waiting for Melissa to give us the thumbs up. It is open.
Let me refresh it.
He's an aye.
Yeah, it's an aye. I mean, I could drag it out.
I mean, you could. The motion passes unanimously. We will return to closed session now. Thank you.